Sarah Tricker, here we go again. Sarah Tricker.
So, babe, I've been thinking. My husband rolls his eyes, braces himself. What's it this time? Good morning, my name is Sarah Tricker, and today I'm going to talk to you about my leadership style and how I discovered what type of leader I am. The three things that I want to take you through today on this journey of my discovery is a course that I went on called Seminars, which is where I first discovered who I was, the careers that I've been in, and then lastly, obviously, Toastmasters and what I have discovered, this big aha moment. So let me take you back to October 2015. Me and my husband took this massive risk, spent quite a bit of money, and went on our first personal development course. It was a 3-day weekend. We booked our hotel in Calgary and off we went. Had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. The weekend had lots of different activities, and this particular one started off with us being asked a few questions. And then the room, and there was 99 of us, the room was separated into 4 quadrants. The first quadrant. This is the analyst. Now the analyst is data orientated. They need to know the facts. They do the research, and they don't make any decision until they have everything in place. Now, if you were to look in your workplace, and let's say there was a party being organised, your analyzer would check the prices of all the food everywhere, and they would make sure they got the best deal before purchasing anything. The next quadrant. This is the controller. Their way, or the highway. There is no other way, because for the controller, they've done all of these things. They know the best way, they know the most efficient way, and if you try and make them do it any other way, they're going to tell you you're wasting their time. Now I bring you to the third quadrant. This is where I am. Ta-da! I'm the promoter. We're the ideas people. We're high energy. We're the ones that go, hey babe, I've been thinking. And I just remember sitting in this quadrant, and as he's talking about all of these things, sitting with this group of people being like, oh my God, this is me. I found my people. At this point, I've paid no attention to where my husband is even sitting in the room. Then we move to the last quadrant of people. These are known as the supporters. The supporters, they are your diligent people in your team. When you look at all the different roles, you've got me, the ideas people. Hey, let's have a party. Then you've got the analysts over there. Okay, how much is the food going to cost? What's our budget? What's the best way of doing it? Then you've got the controllers. We need to do it in this order and it has to be done this way. Then you have the supporters, and they're the ones that would do all the work. Now, at that moment in time, I kind of realized that our life together had taken a particular path. I had come up with the crazy ideas. My husband's one left with the one doing all the work, while I'm off with the next idea. Interestingly, when I started to look at the careers I had, I found that I've actually had leadership roles all the time. When I had my children, I actually went back to my old job at McDonald's, and within 6 months, I was a manager. This promoter, this idea, this high energy as a manager was a skill that came across really well. Man, did those crew members like my leadership style. They loved the way I let them do things and had these crazy ideas. My shift was always full of fun. And then obviously, as you may know, I was a social studies high school teacher. Man, at that point, do you have to be creative? A good example I can show you of this is grade 9 social studies. We have to teach grade 9s about government. Boring. How do you get grade 9s interested in government? Zombie apocalypse. We did a zombie apocalypse in my grade 9 class, and they created their own government system. It couldn't have been better. So you see, my leadership style as the promoter, the idea, the high energy person, even made social studies interesting. Hard to believe, I know. And then obviously stepping into where I am right now, a business owner, a spiritual empowerment coach, and obviously still teaching. As a business owner, if you talk to anybody who's been following me since that 2015 when I started my business, you'll know they're like, we can't keep up with her. It's always changing. It's always evolving. But I think that's a benefit to my business. And it obviously makes me a really good life coach because I always have the ideas to help people see what they can't see. Then moving obviously into Toastmasters. This was my aha moment. As I did that questionnaire in the Toastmasters and I look at my results, would you believe I was across the board 20 to 22 points on every single one of the 8 styles they had. So this just proved to me that going right back to 2015 when I did SAI seminars, I actually did learn something about leadership. Hey, I'm a promoter primarily, but there is a benefit of being an analyst and making sure that you do the research, checking the data, being the controller, making sure you have a process, and being like the supporter, continuing to do the work. So I ask you today, what kind of leader are you and how does it show up in your life? And I want to remind you from a quote from Tom Peters, leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. Toastmaster.